we begin our discussion of the Native Children's Commission Implementation Act, I just want to acknowledge the passing of one of the real leaders here in the Congress when it came to matters before this committee, the Indian Affairs Committee, but a Native leader, Senator Ben Nighthorse Campbell, who recently passed. I think Senator Campbell and I served on the committee for the full time that he was here. I was also serving at that same time, and just recognize the contributions that he has made on so many important initiatives related to America's indigenous people, and the first Native American to serve in the United States Senate. So we respect his memory and his honor. As I mentioned, we are here today to examine Title II of my Native Children's Commission Implementation Act discussion draft, the title of the bill that's focused on justice and safety for Native children, youth, and families. This committee has built a strong record documenting the serious public safety challenges across Indian country, especially the persistent gaps in law enforcement. We'll continue that important work, and it's just as important that we focus on the resources that communities need before law enforcement becomes involved, and to support families and victims after that involvement occurs. Those moments matter. If families do not have access to coordinated community-based services, they are far more likely to cycle deeper into the justice system instead of receiving the support that could prevent further harm. Title II aims to close those gaps by strengthening coordination, increasing flexibility in funding, and investing in prevention, particularly in the areas of juvenile justice, domestic violence, and cases among missing children. I released this discussion draft at the beginning of August, grounded in the recommendation of the Alice Spotted Bear and Walter Soboleff Native Children's Commission report, and since then we've gathered extensive feedback from tribes, tribal organizations, and Native Hawaiian organizations across the country and relevant federal agencies. As my staff and I have worked toward introducing this legislation, we're now refining the language and continuing to build the record around the programs and initiatives that the bill would support. One strong example of what this approach can look like is Tiwahi. This is a successful bipartisan initiative. Tiwahi means family in the Lakota and Dakota languages, and it's a coordinated service delivery model that allows tribes to build capacity and design locally tailored programs. These include family and social services, juvenile justice, recidivism reduction, substance use prevention and treatment, and improved case management. Last August, the committee held a roundtable in Alaska on this discussion draft, and we heard at that time from Vivian Corthius, who is the CEO of the Association of Village Council Presidents, AVCP. This is one of the first 6 pilot sites for Tiwahi back in 2015. And Vivian shared to the group how transformative Tiwahi has been for AVCP and the region it serves. It allowed AVCP to consolidate 26 separate departments into 6 divisions, along with 2 dedicated centers, a family service center and a tribal resource center. And these changes have made a real difference. They've improved collaboration and strengthened service delivery for the 56 federally recognized tribes that AVCP represents. Families seeking education, childcare, or employment and training services can now access those supports all in one place at AVCP's Family Service Center instead of having to navigate multiple departments. Title II of the Native Children's Commission Implementation Act would codify Tiwahi and expand this model to tribes across the country. It would also establish a tribal advisory committee on juvenile justice, direct a study on the scope and context of cases involving missing Native children, codify the Alaska Native Victim Services Program at the Denali Commission, and provide permanent funding for tribal domestic violence coalitions, regional and national resource centers, and the Native Domestic Violence Hotline through the Family Violence Prevention and Services Act. I look forward to hearing from our witnesses today about the work that they do and about how Title II provisions would help them continue supporting their communities. So I thank you all for being here today. We know that traveling to Washington is never easy, and when we've got some icy weather out there, it makes it even harder. So we appreciate the time that you're giving us. I'll now turn to the Vice Chair for his opening statements.
Thank you, Chair Murkowski. I want to start by extending a warm aloha